use the word, it sounds like retired.
Mm.
I can't even say it. I can't even say that. Even saying that word in place that I'm
Yeah.
struggling. There's other words that I can't have said in front of me, or it's the red. Was it they say the red mist goes down, and it's like you're on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's a part of the thing I cannot control. I try to, but it's like straight
Yeah.
away.
Do you think it's
Don't
like
you do?
an impulsive reaction?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's really
You're,
interesting, actually. Yeah. That's very
yeah.
interesting.
Anyone that knows me knows. You say the three words in front of me, you're for it.
Hmm.
Whether you like it or not, I can't help it. But don't use these. I've got to say to people, don't use these three words in front of me, or you will see something you won't like.
Hmm.
And I've been to counselling for it.
Hmm.
I still can't control it.
Is these words would associate with something and or a situation, and then that thought would trigger you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
If somebody calls me, there's a slang word for Down syndrome, starts with M.
Okay.
There's a word for someone who is disabled, and it
Hmm.
and it rhymes with elastic. It starts with S.
Okay.
These three words I cannot even deal with
Fair enough.
as because of what I've been through.
Yeah, of course.
Because back
Makes
then,
sense.
you're told them over and over and over and over again, you start believing it.
Oh God, yes.
So I'm basically sticking my two fingers up to that squirrel and go, I'm doing this podcast. You?
Yeah. And I am glad that you actually here having a chat with me. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I am glad that we're doing this because
Mm,
I want the main the main aim of doing this is so the people that will listen to this know that they aren't alone, because
mhm,
when you have a mental illness,
mhm,
a lot of people don't like the word like being mentally ill, but I think it's exactly what it is.
mhm,
Okay, I know that there are certain connotations, like
uh-huh,
people who are mentally ill are violent or, volatile,
mhm,
whatever. But that's not necessarily the case. Yes, sometimes there's anger, but everyone is different. So what I'm getting at is, um, so yeah, a lot of people don't like the expression mentally ill, but I use that quite a lot.
mhm.
And yes, I
Yeah,
am mentally ill. Yes, I have depression, I have anxiety, I have um all sorts, all
yeah.
sorts. And it's just like, well, I'm still here. I'm taking care of
Mhm,
myself and I have to be on medication and I'm
yeah.
taking my life back. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm doing bit by bit is regaining my life. Since my breakdown, it has been a hard, hard road to get to where I am now.
mm-hmm.
And when I think back on that year, it's like, look how far I've come from not being able to actually get off my couch for 6 months because I'm on a main road
Okay.
and there was a few news stories going around where buses and cars had crashed into people's houses.
Mm.
That was one of the thoughts that a bus is going to crash in here and I'm going to. It was just when
Yeah,
I think back on that, it's like wow. And slowly but surely, the old me's coming back. But
that's good to
sometimes I
hear
get,
in a
mhm,
way.
yeah,
No, no, no. What I mean is, it's good to hear that you are um, getting back to your your good self.
yeah, mhm,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. It's like the person that you want to be, you becoming her. rather
Yeah.
than all these feelings and the
Yeah.
head squirrels controlling what you do and how you
Yeah.
feel.
My mental illness doesn't define me.
No, hell
It
no.
doesn't. I might have some issues, some quirks, shall we say?
Yeah,
But
millions of people do.
yeah, exactly. And bringing it out now, and I'm seeing more and more things coming out about mental illness, and I'm the type of person, I've done my homework. I looked into my anxiety disorder.
Hmm.
Anything medical, I'm in there. I'm like, oh, we research here and a wee bit here. And I've
Yeah,
done my research about my anxiety disorder and my depression, understood it, still didn't accept it. It's only been since being part of a certain radio station that's actually helped me.
hmm,
Um, the mental health page has been brilliant. It's being not used to reaching out and saying, look, I need to reach out and have a rant on the page, or I need to get it down. Writing it down as well. I kept a journal, and writing down my thoughts and feelings and everything else has helped as well. Journaling, I
that's
haven't done
really
it in a
good.
wee while.
Yeah, so you're saying that being part of a community has
Yeah,
helped you deal with your mental
yeah.
health.
It's actually it's seeing what people are reading and writing, not reading and writing, but what people are posting
Of course.
and going, no, I'm not alone in this. There's someone else going through exactly feeling what I'm going through. And it kind of makes you feel that little bit better that, okay, someone else, it's bad that someone else is feeling the same way I'm feeling.
Hmm.
But having that reassurance that you're not the only one having a bad day,
Oh God, yeah, 100%.
but there's always someone worse off than you.
There is, yeah, there is, and I guess that we just have to support each other. We
Yeah,
just have to support each other. And you see, these people of affects people of all ages, of all color and creed. And
yeah,
it's not just a specific ethnicity or whatever.
uh-huh,
It affects everyone, and we all
uh-huh.
need to be there because it's there for one another. It's not just like, oh, what have you got to be depressed about? You've got you're like someone has said to me in the past, like you're married and have two kids and you have a house and this and that and the other. Why are you so depressed? It's just like, well, okay, yes, I am very grateful for the things that I've got.
Hmm.
However, it's like it is a chemical imbalancement in my brain. It's not
Yeah,
my fault.
uh-huh. Yeah, that's the parts I looked into. What actually causes the anxiety? What goes on in the brain?
Hmm.
You know, talking to people, I'm like, oh, right, in medical, I'm like, oh, how do you do that? And getting into deep depth detail about certain medical things. So I have looked, and it's a certain part of the brain releases this chemical, and it can make you feel anxious and can really put you through the turmoil, can really
Hmm.
put you through it. And what's happening now is I have a condition called dermatillomania.
Okay, what does that mean?
Dermatillomania is, if I'm saying it correctly, is the skin picking,
Oh yes.
and the
Okay, yeah,
trichotillomania is the hair pulling.
yeah,
I don't know if you can see
yeah, yeah. I can. Yeah,
my
yeah. So
nails, the
you're
skin around my nails.
yeah. So you
Um,
peel the skin off your nails, or is it just more like you bite your
yeah,
nails?
yeah, bite my nails,
Yeah,
bite the skin. I can be sitting talking to you and looking for the imperfections, and I'm
yeah.
scanning the
Uh-huh.
slightest wee bit of skin. It might be the tiniest wee bit of skin, but in my head,
Hmm.
everybody can see it, so I must get rid of it, or
Okay.
people are going to think, and I
Picking.
mean,
Yeah,
I go to my bed with sore fingers because I pick
yeah,
and bite so much.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's
See,
that as well.
yeah. My kids bite their nails,
Mhm.
so
Anxiety, OCD trait
yeah.
by all accounts.
Yeah, I guess it's funny how one thing can trigger another. Your anxiety will trigger your depression, and then when you're depressed, sometimes it can trigger like your OCD, and then your OCD will trigger your anxiety. So it's just like going around in a
Yeah, it's
circle, isn't
what
it?
what my GP said was I'm just a big mixed pot at the moment. I was diagnosed that I was going through the menopause. So they think it's the menopause that's carrying everything at the moment. They're the main holder of the party,
Mm,
for want of a better way of putting it.
yeah,
And they said it's possible that my hormones fluctuating and dipping is causing me to do this.
it could
And it's
be.
making my anxiety worse. And
Yeah,
it's because the menopause, obviously, the female part of the baby situation is no longer there.
the shop has closed permanently.
The shop is closed and was removed in 2010.
Okay.
But they didn't remove the lights outside the house, shall we say. They're still there. So I still go through like a ghost cycle. I still get the symptoms, even
Okay.
though I
Yeah.
don't bleed.
Yeah. Of course.
And I find that when a man like that is when I'm like this, it gets
Yeah. Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm out of this menopause soon, please.
But were you what did you have like symptoms of, depression and anxiety pre-menopause?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
diagnosed depression before
before
everything,
menopause.
before
Okay.
before everything happened in 2016. But
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Now that I understand the
Mhm.
anxiety more, I'm looking back going, maybe I wasn't a mild, maybe I wasn't a nail bite, and maybe that was
Mhm.
mild anxiety because I was a
Right.
nail biter from an early age. My dad's the same. My
Okay.
dad's a nail biter. He
Mhm.
picks and bites, but mine's is worse than his.
Yeah, I mean, when you actually doing that, biting your nails and stuff, is it some sort of what feeling do you get from it? How do you feel when you're doing it? Is it like, I don't know,
It's
satisfactory?
yeah, it's just a compulsion to bite
Mm,
that nail. Or if I feel something's wrong,
yeah, okay.
it, I'm not saying it's about body dysmorphia,
Okay.
but in the way it comes out is there's a wee snaggy nail,
Mm-hmm.
and I pick that snaggy nail.
Okay,
Then I'll
yeah.
pick the skin under that nail,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm aware I'm doing it, but I can't stop it.
You can't stop it. Yeah.
I can't stop it, and
Uh-huh.
I can go through a few days of not, and then it all comes back again. I'm
Yeah.
saying maybe if I can get them healed enough that I can go and get false nails to stop me.
Okay. Do you
But
feel like you do more of that when you're having like anxiety?
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Can tell. Yeah, yeah. It sounds like it's an anxiety trigger, as well.
as
Like,
an anxiety trigger, yeah,
yeah. Okay, because there's a lot of people that do different things, you
yeah.
know.
I
People
mean,
that
my
do
son,
different things.
my son, my middle son, he's got the trichotillomania. He's got a bald spot on his head, just at the
Okay.
top of his head, and he picks and picks and picks.
Right.
So it's like it's like it feels as if it's carried on down the family because my dad was a nail biter, I was a nail biter, my middle son's a nail biter, and now he's picking his skin at the top of his head. He's
Yeah.
got a big bald spot there.
I'm
So it's
wondering if it is like, if it is a like, an anxiety thing, or if it's like a learned behavior.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Excuse me, I was just having a drink there. Yeah, I mean, you're sitting watching your father do it.
Yeah.
It's like you see everybody smoking, so you go and everybody's doing it. What's it like?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And getting caught at 6 year old with a cigarette was fun. I was sitting between the fridge, this wee curry corner, and there's me with a cigarette. I'd stole out my grand's packet and I'm smoking the smoke bellowing out unbeknownst to me, and all I felt was crack. Get up here, you! And, oh, I knew how to light it. I didn't know how to put it out. So yeah, it is because I'm sitting watching my father bite his nails.